Here at GAA Classic Cars in Greensboro, North Carolina, there's a whole bunch of different rooms with different bunches of cars. We've seen a lot so far, but we're not done. Let's go into this room here and see what goodies we can unearth. This is a very special car. We are in North Carolina. This is NASCAR country, and this is a 1957 Dodge Coronet D501. What's a D501? Well, it's an evolution of the D500, which was the hot rod version of the Dodge Coronet. Now, the 501 means it has a Chrysler 354 Hemi, which is not a Dodge engine. The smallest, or the biggest engine you can get from Dodge in this year would have been a 325 Hemi, but the Chrysler 354 Hemi was a big brother to the Dodge 325. So the big deal in this car here is it's basically meant for either highway patrol use or NASCAR utilization. You can modify this into a very competitive NASCAR. These have heavy-duty suspension, bigger brakes, the larger bolt pattern from the Chrysler Imperial line right here, not the Dodge smaller bolt pattern. And of course, under the hood, that's where the action is. On the D501, the 354 Chrysler spec Hemi under the hood, solid lifter cam, dual quads. This is basically the Hemi Cuda of 1957 Dodge lineup. And this is a muscle car of the first order from its time. And again, these were big deals with state highway patrols. There was a good highway interceptor. This one's a two-door sedan, which was a classic choice for many police agencies throughout the country. And here it is right here, beautifully restored by Don Miller, who I believe was part of the Rusty Miller, Rusty Wallace program way back when. Don Miller restored this car back in the day. And we go inside this one, we'll find a 3-speed manual transmission, which is pretty cool. And again, two-door post body here, which is the choice of many NASCAR racers and law enforcement agencies. And again, Don Miller has a wonderful collection of hot rods, beautifully restored right down to the gold flecked seat upholstery. This one does have a radio, but as a police car, this would have been black and white probably. But again, the Virgil Exner era was just beginning to flourish in 1957, and the forward look was in full swing. We can see the tail fins on this one here that are part of the forward look, and the tail fins not added on, but baked in from the factory. And at the rear, we see dual exhaust. And of course, once again, those big lug brakes and wheels, 5-lug pattern right there, right off the Chrysler full-size line on a Dodge, which is heavy-duty brakes. You have to be able to stop as well as you can go. And on the trunk right here, this emblem right here is about as rare as hen's teeth. D501 right there. That tells you there's a 354 Hemi under the hood, not the the Dodge 325. So this is the big dog, 354 Hemi out of the full-size Chrysler line in a mid-sized or a smaller Dodge Coronet platform. A really rare and special piece for NASCAR country here in NASCAR country, North Carolina. In the 1950s, Nash made these things. These are called Metropolitans. These were designed by Pininfarina and styled by the Nash stylist, if you will, but manufactured in England by Austin. And they were seen as a subcompact, even smaller than the Rambler American. These are meant for like city use and, countryside use, maybe not highway use for sure. These have a 73 cubic inch inline 4 push rods with only 55 horsepower. Now the weird thing about these, and most of Nash styling in the 1950s, was they had something called air flight styling, where the front and rear wheel openings are kind of shallow, and the tires look like they're pushed in too far. But this is part of the Nash air flight styling motif, wherein the wheel openings are kind of small and the tires are tucked way in under the car. It kind of looks like a boat, but these are not boats. But these are available in either the Roadster we see here and also a hardtop, 2 versions of these things. And again, these were built between 1953 and 1962, a pretty long run, and a total of about 94,986 of these were built in that production run, so fairly popular cars. And again, sold at your Nash or your AMC dealer throughout that production run. And this one is a Roadster with some celebrity ownership. Jimmy Buffett owned this back in the day at some point in time. It's a 1958 car. And I dare say the Barrett Jackson sale on this probably happened within the last 5 or 10 years. And Jimmy Buffett, known for his song Margaritaville, you might have hummed along to that. I'm not a singer, so I won't try. But again, a good example of the bird. And here it is with aqua exterior, aqua vinyl interior, factory AM radio right there. Little ashtray right here for Jimmy Buffett cigarettes. I don't know if he smoked or not, but anyway, very basic. 80-mile-an-hour speedometer. Yeah, have fun trying to reach 80 miles an hour. 0 to 80 and never. But again, a cute little car. Later versions of this actually had an opening trunk lid right here, which increased the utility. But this one has the sealed trunk. So if you're going to load any kind of groceries, you're going to do it through here. So here it is right here, 1958 Nash Metropolitan, one of the smallest cars on the road in 1958.